Hey, this is JD of JD's Mancave, coming at you again tonight on a big old Saturday night. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
A girl whose love was pure just like the sun. She moved with such grace, and I knew she was the one. Her hair smelled like roses in a garden from afar. So I asked her of her name, and she smiled with a bar. For she knew I had been watching her out of curiosity, with the passion rising, bubbling over. You're my Spanish queen. I wanna be the feeling that you need inside, my little more, and fulfill a quest of ecstasy. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. There's music all around, girl, every time we meet, and birds start to sing and chirp in harmony. She led me to the waterfall, she started to dance with the table like an hourglass. She put me in a trance. For she knew I had been watching her out of curiosity, with the passion rising, bubbling over. You're my Spanish queen. I wanna be the feeling that you need inside, my career more, and fulfill that quest of ecstasy. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. Te quiero, te necesito, te amo forever. I want you, I need you, I love you, you're my forever girl. Oh,
Hey, what's going on? This is JD of JD's Man Cave, and we out here live at the park in 4th Ward at the Freedman's Little League practice. The JD's Man Cave cast took it upon themselves to get out here and help these kids in this community. And we are myself, and I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Lee Foster. He's out here at the park with me. We're doing our part, giving back to the community and helping these kids today. So we are here doing our thing. So do I have any of my other calls? Go ahead and sign in, Lee. Go ahead.
What's going on? We are here doing our part. Our positive energy.
Amen.
And doing what we got to do to make the day great for the next person.
Any of my other co-hosts here with me?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Lee?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Reverend KJ?
My bad. Somebody else came in at the same time with me. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I think that was Big Reggio. Reggio, that was you, baby?
Yeah, that was me. You know.
Okay, what's up, Big Reggio? Yeah. Anybody else? That's it?
What's up, JD?
Oh, what's happening, Kenny Wayne, our resident country boy? What's going down, baby?
Just got out work.
Hey, praise the Lord. Ain't it a blessing to have a job?
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Well, look here, fellas. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, is Brother Bobby on the line yet? Okay, well, Steve will join us shortly, I'm sure. But anyway, fellas, like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we out here, man, representing the Mancave to the fullest and trying to give back to the community and helping these kids out with their practices and things of that nature. So I just appreciate Big Lee pulling up out here on me, man, and helping me out with the situation we got going on. But good to hear you fellas on the line, man. We going to do a good show tonight. I bless God to give us the wisdom and the knowledge that we need to transfer through these airways. So, Big Red Joe, I'm gonna let you lead us off tonight with your topic, brother. You go ahead and start talking, and we gonna handle it today.
Well, today first, I want to know y'all opinion about domestic abuse, man. You know, what you feel about a man putting his hands on a woman for any reason at all?
Hey, let me tell you.
I need that one right there for.
Let me explain something to you, Reggie. I'm against any kind of violence in the household, whether it's against the wife, whether it's against the husband, whether it's against the kids. There is no reason for domestic violence. First of all, you have to understand something. My concept is this: if you are in the same dwelling, living with one another, eating in you should have enough trust in each other if you're living together to have good patience and understanding with each other. You should be able to sit and talk and work things out. Violence should never occur within a household of people who say that they love each other. Now, first of all, violence should never occur. Violence is never the answer to any type of disagreement. But even furthermore, in a household, I'm all against it. There's no way in the world you can explain it to me why you beat your wife up, why you beat your husband up, why you beating on them kids. You can't explain that to me. There's no way in the world that you can explain that to me. And that's my bottom line, period, on that situation. Now, other people may have some other varying opinions, but that's mine. And I stand on it, and I don't move on it. Anybody else got any other opinion?
Well, my thought on it is, why would you want to hurt someone you love?
Amen.
You know, you chose to be with this person. There's going to be disagreement, but it don't give you the right to put your hands on him or her. You're not raising a child, both of y'all are grown.
Right.
So if you get that mad, maybe you should just step out for a little bit, go into a neutral room till you cool off, and you both think about what you want to say. The way it don't lead to nothing major. You know, take a time out. Like, nothing wrong with taking the time out to think. That way your words don't escalate the situation to something that it shouldn't be. And that's my take on it.
Right. You're absolutely right, Kenway. I agree with you 100%, brother. You ain't going to get no qualms out of me. Big Lee, you got something you want to tell them?
Well, we come down with domestic violence, man. It usually got to have a lot to do with attitude, man. If you just got an attitude problem and you got that, I personally call this a slave mentality, you like to beat on people, it's just not a good thing. You know, it's just not a good thing, man. Yeah, it just, you don't want to beat on, instead of, to me, I think that you should outthink the other person. It's all a thought process. So when they do something to make you mad enough, you should be able to outthink them and change the situation.
Right.
You shouldn't just result in just hitting somebody or throwing something at them or whatever your violence act may cause. Because I was never the violent type, man.
Right. I understand your. I
just always figured I was smarter than the other person.
Right. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you smarter than that.
You what they call
even when it came out of my kids.
You what they call a critical thinker.
I'm not saying I ain't never whooped my kid, but they just had to really, really get out of line for me to resort to that.
Well, the Bible says you spare the rod, spoil the child.
Right.
Now when a whooping is due in the household, then they got to get on the whooping. But the thing is, some parents take whoopings past what a whooping is. Right. It turns into a beating and abuse. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want to. My thing is that you have to understand as a parent and think, like you say, I think, and know when to draw that line. When a whooping becomes abuse. you got to stop. You know. So let's see, Bobby, Bobby, not it. KJ, you got anything you want to talk about on this?
Yeah. First of all, you have to understand, there's a lot of women out here that's been hearing this for the years, that a man ain't supposed to put their hands on a woman. That
right.
Under no circumstance. And you got a lot of women that take that to the extreme. Because you got a lot of women out there that will cut you, slap you, push you, punch you, and you so much as push them off you one time, and they yelling, they screaming bloody murder. So it needs to be more specific, because we speaking in real general terms, but you got to be specific, because if you got a brother that got on a female like that, and she putting her hands all over him, he avoiding her. He trying to go home, grab his clothes, get out the house, go to his mama's house, or go get a hotel, or whatever he gonna do, and she steady putting his hands on him. She punching him, kicking him, throwing stuff at him. He steady avoiding her, ignoring her, leaving her alone.
Hey,
she finally hit him
know,
that last time and push him to the limit, and he go upside her head one time. I'm not holding that against that brother at all. Because this man has done everything.
Hold on, KJ, what you know.
Wait, hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go
He's
ahead.
done everything humanly possible to restrain himself in that situation. So now, is he at fault because she done hit him 50 times and he hit her one, or is he at fault?
Well, let me give you my opinion. Can I get? Wait a minute. Lee was trying to interject first. Let me go ahead, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion on what you just said. Go ahead, Lee.
Well, you know, sometimes I guess, like you said, it comes down to the point you have to correct a person. Now, when it comes down to your closed handed to correct them, you're out of line. But sometimes a little open hand correction mightn't be needed in that situation. Now, it do depend whether it's closed hand or open hand correction.
Hold on. Let me tell y'all something, man. That's why I love Lee Foster being on this show, because he's going to get it to you really raw and uncut. Let me explain something to you, KJ.
Uh-huh.
I heard every word you said, but let me explain something. The man is at fault in the situation you're talking about. Because let me explain something to you. As a grown man, I ain't going to stand around letting no woman hit me 50 times before I make a decision to get out of that situation. First of all, let's just understand that I'm not going to let it get that far. Second thing is, you have to understand something. There is no reason for violence. And if a woman is hitting you and fighting on you, that ain't your woman. That ain't the woman for you, because a real woman submits to her man. You see what I'm saying? And let me explain something to you. Submission does not afford lashing out. That doesn't even cross her mind. See, so if you got a woman who you are having to fight, that ain't your woman. It's time to change women. First of all, let's get that part correct. See, so many times we end up dealing with women we want to deal with because she fine. We put up with her stuff because she look good on my own. But they're just like women who have husbands who have a bunch of money and wear suits and drive Benzes, but he beating her up upside her head every week. She got to wear glasses and makeup to work because her eye big as her forehead. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same alternative. Each one of these people that I just gave you the scenario for should have been gone. You see what I'm saying? There's no reason, and there's nobody worth giving up your dignity and your manhood or your womanhood, taking licks upside your head because you wanted to be with them. That ain't who God put you with. You're supposed to be with the one God put you with, and the Bible tells you you should be equally yoked. Now, I ain't going to be with no woman that want to whoop me side my head. Now, I don't whoop women. That ain't equally yoked. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand this concept that you're dealing with when you talk about relationships. And that's in any relationship, whether it's domestic at home or whatnot. Sometimes kids have to be removed from the house because, like, CPS come get them babies because you steady whooping on them, beating on them, sending them to school with a black eye. This baby got a busted lip because you done hit him in the mouth instead of just getting you a belt and whooping him on his behind. That's domestic abuse at any level. So we have to be cognitive of the sickness and the disease of domestic abuse within our black community. And we have to understand and approach it, because let me tell you something, you ain't going to never get well if you don't think you're sick. And that's a sickness in our community that we need to deal with. and we need to deal with that household by household, door to door. You know, sometimes, you know, we have where police, CPS, and other organizations have to step in because we aren't smart enough and skilled enough and sociologically advanced enough to deal with our problems in our household because we never been taught. You have some parents who ain't never taught being a parent because they never had no damn parent. You see what I'm saying? So that's where my aspects and what I talk about come from. Reggie, you brought this topic up. I want to hear your feedback on it.
Well, the way I feel about it, I was raised not to do, you know, not to put my hands on a woman. I mean, my mom instilled that in me at a young age. So, but I have been in volatile situations with women that I had to just get out of.
Right.
You know, and I did stick around for a while, though. Sometimes you just stick around.
Oh, that's because she was fine. That's because she was fine and you couldn't leave her.
Well, I mean, it might be more than she was fine.
Let's call her Bow. She was fine and you ain't want to leave.
No, you know,
them good is good. Ain't nothing wrong with, hey, man, look, if them good is good, sometimes it'll make you stay. Let's just be honest.
Sometimes you just working. You know,
she is working that nookie thing.
Yeah. And we say, Kenny Wayne, that nookie thing.
Yeah, she's working that nookie thing.
Sometimes that thing get too good to give up. So, but you know, you still sometimes you got to just step out, baby. Yeah, because if it's worse than what it is good, then it's time to go. If you're good outweigh your bad, I got to go.
Well, I'm gonna be honest about this. One time it may have been because of that reason, but another time it was because of guilt. Right. You also kept me there.
One time is too many.
Every time I was
one time was too many.
It was a guilt trip. So you know, sometimes it can be more than just that hold you there.
Right. I understand. I'm just joking with you, big dog. We all have been through it.
I ain't tripping about it because I'm a man like everybody else.
We all have been through it, baby.
No, I have.
Yeah. Right. What you say, Kenny Wayne? I know I have.
I know I've been through it.
Yeah, go ahead with your thought on it, Reggie.
Yeah, but like I said, sometimes it's just guilt that keeps you in a relationship. I had a woman just guilt me. She had me feeling so guilty every time I even want to leave, I couldn't leave. And I just felt bad because I was leaving her. She made me feel like, you know, I was deserting her, but she never would change her tendency. And in fact, I had to leave like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? I had to leave without her knowing me leaving. And even then, she tracked me down.
Right.
You know, sometimes you're just in a situation. I'm not saying that you should stay in a relationship for any reason. That you know, that somebody that's being abusive to you or trying to make you be abusive. Because I'm not the kind of brother to go around hitting on women. I don't even want to hit on the dude unless I just absolutely have to. Every fight I ever had was brought to me. I just started. I'm the guy
in that mode.
Right. You know, I'm just not like that. You know, I'm always thinking that if I get caught up in something like that, they're gonna look at me like, well, man, look, I'm always being told, well, look how big you are. You know, I get that right. Even from the police, look how big you are. I'm hearing that, you know what I'm saying? So I try to like keep my hands to myself and, you know, try to calm the situation down if I can. But you know, like I said, you have to get out of a relationship if it's very abusive. I don't see how they like to just, you know, keep doing it, but I do understand people that do stay for a while because they're trying to fix it. They might love the person, or like you say, it might be so good you can't let it go, or it could be, like I said, one of my cases, just simple guilt. You know what I'm saying? Sympathy or whatever it is you want to, you know, whatever a person's doing to make you stay in that relationship. You know, people, you know, some people have a sway over. But that's how I feel about it. I just wanted to see what y'all feel about, you know, a man actually, well, not just a man, just about, you know, domestic violence, period. You know, because you know, it's happening more because of you know the COVID. Everybody's being locked in the house together, so it's more. You know, you have the tendency to want to fight people more because you're around them so much you can't even get away from them. You right there with them. That's why I asked the question.
Right. They got a lot to do with people not being able to go to them clubs, man. When you're at home with your woman and she get on your nerves, you can put on your clothes and go to the club. They got a club clothes, so you got to stay home with that woman and hear it. She ain't changed. You can't run away from it now.
You know, it's funny that you bring that up, Lee, and Reg, it's funny that y'all two bring that up because I noticed that when this COVID situation took place and everything started shutting down and all that, I saw a study on TV and in the newspaper where domestic violence had gone up in the city of Houston by about 65%. Mm-hmm. And the reasoning behind that, I was like, wait a minute, what? And I understood the reason behind it was a lot of people are quarantined with people they found out they couldn't stand. That they found out that their marriages and their arrangements that they were living in was simply business and convenient arrangements. You ain't really like that person.
Instead of you going to work, getting out to the club,
you had to stay home and deal with this person. So you realize there are going to be, I guarantee you, that after all this COVID situation, and maybe they might be doing it online, the divorce rate going to go up by at least 40%. You're going to realize, man, I can't stand this heifer. I can't stand this brother. Uh-huh. And they're gonna get rid of each other. Because you figured out, let me tell you something. This COVID situation put people in situations where they had to deal with the person that they were attached and had to attach themselves to. And you start to realize that, hey, man, this ain't really nothing but a business agreement. I don't like this girl. I don't like this cat. He pay bills. That's the only reason he's here.
I can't go see my boy.
And look, not only that, you quarantined and you can't go see your side piece.
You can't go see him because he was home with his wife.
I was thinking the same thing.
He at home with his wife, so he can. He mad. Look, him and his wife over there beating each other up, and you and yours over there beating.
Y'all can't meet out nowhere. Cause everything closed.
Everything closed, man. Yeah, I just find it funny, Reggie, that you and Lee brought that up. But that is a permanent byproduct of this COVID situation that we find ourselves dealing with. And I just simply look at it as that's God's way of telling you you're in the wrong place, brother. It's time to move on. You know, there is there's really only one circumstance in the Bible where divorce is permitted by the Bible. That's adultery. And if you have an adulterous affair, then your wife, or if she has one, has a right to divorce without penalty from God. So they're going to end up finding out some situations that adultery has occurred. Yeah, you good. If that's what happened, then you perfectly fine. If that's what happened, then you had a right. But I just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, that's a funny situation, Reggie. And, we're going to move on to the next topic. I appreciate that topic, Reggie, because that's something we need to deal with in our own social, economic situation as black people, the domestic violence that occurs and we allow to occur. Because your family members sweep it under the rug. They know your eyes swole every week, but they don't say nothing. And look, hey, Reggie, let me tell you something else I always say to girls, these young girls out here dating. Every young girl want a thug, so can't nobody beat him up in her family. Can't none of her brothers or cousins whoop him. You wanted a thug, but now can't nobody do nothing with him, and every week your eyes swole. Now you don't know how to get out the situation, so now you're stuck. But anyway, we'll move on to the next subject. Lee, you have a topic you want to talk about, brother?
Yeah, I got something I can bring up. All right, well, let's brought up on Facebook. Reparation.
Uh-oh.
If do you feel that we deserve or should get reparation? And it's a part two to this. If you do get reparation, you have to go and move back to Africa. You can't stay in America no more.
That's a stipulation of what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Well, anybody want to go first on this topic?
Reparation.
I'll go first on that topic.
Go ahead. I know we got some strong opinions on this. I know my brother.
Now, do we deserve? Are you saying do we deserve it, or do I want it?
Would you take it? What he's saying? What he's saying basically is, would you take reparations if the stipulations was, if you take it, you got to move back to Africa. You got to go back to Africa. You got to get out of the United States. That's basically what he's trying to infer.
Well, with me, it really depends how much money they talking about they're giving me. You know what I'm saying? Because some parts of Africa is not that bad.
Hey, everybody got a price, man.
Some parts of Africa is not that. Some parts of Africa is not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do I tell you about too? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what part? But
say, Reggie, with the right amount of money, you can move to a city in Africa just like Houston, huh?
But the way I feel about it, every other race has gotten something from the U.S. government. For things they did in the past, except us.
Yeah, they gave Holocaust victims. Let's be honest. They gave Holocaust victims and Japanese.
But those people are actual nationality. How would they rate us? You can't just give us a reparation because we're black. Black is not a nationality. You know what I'm saying? You got your Jews. You got your whoever. The Indians. Even with the Indians, they got reparation, but they got reparation within their tribe, so they had to be within that tribe. Black is not no nothing. It's just Black America. So I don't understand how they.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate.
How is it not accurate, KJ?
The Hebrews get $1.3 million annually over in Israel, from America, to compensate the Jews for the Holocaust. The Indians, they got reparations and they get government funded subsidiaries on every tribe that they got from the U.S. every year. So they do.
Right. Well, he said that.
And those aren't nationalities. Those are races.
That's what I said. I said black is not a race, though. Black is just Black America. You're not a race. You can't get nobody nothing because of their skin color.
I guess my point is, does it even matter?
Yeah, it matters because a lot of black people wasn't descendants of slaves.
Well, let me ask you.
Actual descendants of slaves in America right now.
Well, how is being black not a race? Is what I'm trying to understand.
A lot of Jewish people ain't descendants of the Holocaust, but they still get paid.
When they ask you what race you are, they ask you, they have boxes that you can pick which race you are. So how is black not considered a race?
You got black people from France, all over the world. They black. I guess what about the people in America from Africa?
We're talking about the people here in America who are
exactly what they black.
Hold on, Reggie. Reggie, I understand what you're saying. Let me explain something to Lee. In American standards, black is actually a race. They ask you when you're filling out black, white.
Yeah, but
they ask you,
but they got reparation. What tribe or what would they give it?
No. What they would do is any American citizen that identifies according to their standards as a black American is the one that they would give reparations to.
What about the one that's mixed? They consider.
Hold on. Let me explain something to you. A white woman and a black man have a baby. That's a black baby.
That's a mixed baby.
No, that's a black baby.
That's a mixed baby.
No, hold up.
That's a
my census. Hold up. By the census report and the way that they categorize people, that's a black baby. All it takes is a 33 minute meet. Look it up.
I ain't trying to hear that. We got logic.
No,
if you get a bucket of water, a bucket of white paint, and you put 2 drops of black in there, what color is that paint?
It ain't white no more.
It's mixed. It's not black. It's not black. It's mixed.
I understand, but it's
mixed.
But then let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Blood and paint ain't the same thing.
Mixed people.
Blood and paint ain't the same thing.
Mixed people is playing both sides.
I'm saying that chromosomes and blood ain't the same thing.
I'm telling you,
you are comparing apples to oranges.
No, mixed people are playing both sides. See, white people don't absolutely accept mixed people like black folks do. But black folks accept because they got good ass.
But they black. They black.
No, they got good ass.
If they get stopped by the law, they consider black.
They can be considered white too.
No, they can't. I promise you they ain't.
You can.
No.
If
they go to the census, they are black people.
Is that what they want? Is that what they want to identify themselves with?
No, that's what America identifies them as.
They can go. They can also
as be accepted as white if they white family accept them.
I need you to understand your history, brother. I need you to understand your history before you start talking. Hold up. I want you to do this. This is your homework for the night. I'm going to give you some homework. I'm not your teacher, but I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to look up through Google or through whoever you want to do. Look it up. How much black blood does it take in your family for you to be considered black? 1/16. I just want you to understand. Look it up. Don't just start hollering about white paint and all that. I want you to look it up. I want you to look. You are mixed, but you're considered black. You're considered black, regardless. When it comes to the chromosomes, hold on. When it comes to chromosomes in your blood, no, that's not why. It's because according to American standards, you are black. Any black blood in your bloodline makes you a black person in the eyes of America and their standards to how they represent and divide race. You a black man. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you. If you go have a kid with a white woman, I don't care what show outwardly, that baby is considered a black boy or girl. If a black man go have a white woman, if a black woman go have a baby with a white man, that baby is considered black by American standards of race. Period. There's no question, not no mix. You have never filled out an application somewhere and said mix.
There's other.
That's not mix. You said mix.
I said that's the same thing.
No, it ain't.
Not neither.
No, that's other. Hold on, man. I don't mean. No, the thing is, other is in case you don't identify as the Japanese or Chinese, black or white or Indian. No. If you can't be identified, that's what I'm saying.
How you identify yourself?
Let me say something. You gonna tell me this? If you identify yourself as a white boy right now, they're gonna.
If I was mixing, I want to be with my white side of my family.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
Yes, you could.
No, you gonna get run off from the family union.
Yeah, the family accepts you. That's what I'm telling you. The black family are gonna accept you regardless.
When them law for you over there gonna ask you, hey, you mixed?
If you want to use your white boy card that day, you can do it.
You can't.
You can't, but you could.
All went by their logic.
I'm white. I'm Irish.
Hold on. What you say now, fellas?
I said if we went by that logic, all of us are mixed. All of us.
Oh, what now?
I said if we went by that logic, all of us are mixed. None of us should check their black box at all. None of us.
Right. Because hey, look, let me explain something to you, KJ. I'm sitting here right now where I am, right? Reggio. I'm sitting here where I am, and Lee don't understand that my great grandmother was a white woman. I ain't white. I ain't mixed. I'm black. Everywhere I ever went and filled out an application, I put black because I'm black.
It don't have nothing to do with the father?
No, I said my great grandmother. She's in my bloodline.
What's the great grandmother was a white man?
I'll still be black. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I'd still be black.
As it dribbles down, you start getting more and more black into your family. That's why you're not light skinned.
Why you ain't talking about white? What that got to do? I still got some white in my blood. So I can't go down there and say I'm a white boy.
You have more black in your blood than white. It don't matter. Well, I just said
you said mix.
I said you mixed. If you're a white boy,
what percentage of mixture are you talking about?
Mix.
Okay, then I'm mixed.
White daddy, black.
I'm mixed then, right?
White daddy, black.
Let me ask you something. Am I mixed?
White daddy, black.
Would you consider me mixed?
White daddy, black mama.
Let me ask you a question. Would you consider me mixed?
Look how far down on time. Now I'm saying white daddy, black mama, light skinned baby. That light skinned baby can be black or white. It can go on either side of that tree you want to.
We gonna hold on. We gonna agree to disagree till you do your homework.
Okay.
All right. Now, moving on. Hold on. We agreed to disagree. We through talking about that. We through talking about that.
All right.
Me and you through talking about it. Anyway. But anybody else got any opinions on it?
I feel like the reason why I feel like we deserve reparations, and it's not even about the money with me. Everybody that's in this, you think about just the white people left Europe and came here in 1776. That's when the first slave ship arrived in America. And for the record, All
What
black.
did you say?
Even if you're not from America, even if you're
Don't
not.
get, hold up, don't get calling out no numbers that you don't know for real.
Even if you're black and you're Dominican, even if you're black and you're Puerto Rican, Honduras, you're still black because the very first slave ship that left Africa didn't come to America. The transatlantic experience went all over the world, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why
you gotta understand, a lot of them slave ships didn't make it to America.
The reason why
that's why you got black Puerto Ricans.
The reason why there should be some compensation is because every dollar that the white man has attained here in this country, for the most part, has been made at the expense of 10 million dead black people. Yet you give money to every ethnicity. Asians come over here in mass groups. You give them all kinds of small business loans. Hispanics come over here. You have all kinds of rules and regulations. They wouldn't even be allowed to come over here had we not been here, had we not been subjected to what we were subjected to. So does it necessarily need to be monetary? No, but there needs to be some full and open acknowledgement of the roles that black people played in America, quote unquote, being as great as it is. Because America wouldn't be the country that it is if it wasn't for the blood, sweat, and tears that black folks have been shedding over here since 1776. So does it need to be a monetary compensation? We can have that discussion some other time. But it definitely needs to be some sort of compensation.
Well, first of all, 1776 was not when the first slave ship came over here. Let's just get that part right. And I'm going to need you to stop throwing out numbers if you ain't done your own work. Second thing. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Second thing is I do agree with you. Huh?
When did it come here?
Well,
what you say?
I'm not mistaken, 1776 is when it's
that's the bicentennial, ain't it?
Yeah, when did the first slave ship come to America?
Actually,
1684.
Kenny Wayne?
I know it wasn't.
Don't call me out unless you're going to back it up. When did it get here?
I'm going to Google it, but I'm almost Google first slave ship comes to America.
So
we're going to Google it, KJ. We're going to Google it, KJ, because we don't want to give out no misinformation. But I'm going to need you to quit throwing out numbers if you ain't done no homework. Yes, sir.
JD.
Yes, sir.
Isabella, British slave ship, that brought the first 150 African slaves to the American port of Philadelphia in 1619.
I'm sorry?
Jamestown, Virginia.
Right. That is so many years past 1776.
Okay.
So once again.
Okay, so for the record, moving forward.
So you was only out about 160 years,
I'm
brother.
going to start fact checking every time you throw some dry numbers out there now. I'm going to start fact checking.
Right.
I'm going to call you out now.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing, 1684, but
I'm going by what they said Google said. I didn't know, but I knew that them well.
No, I was wrong.
Just by common sense, that 1776 was the answer.
Checking on air now, and I'm going to start fact checking you on air then.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not going to throw no number out that I ain't researched. I promise you that. Like I said, we're going to quit throwing out numbers if we ain't going to do our homework. And I knew from common sense and going to school on the regular that 1776 was not the answer to that question. I did not know the answer. And I think Kenny Wayne, our resident...
the numbers down you putting out there. When I start chopping the numbers that you putting up there now.
Well, do what you do. But I know you're going to do some homework to chop some numbers down that I throw out there. But I tell you what, I appreciate Kenny Wayne for giving out the correct information. We're not going to just throw numbers out.
I got a question, though.
Talk to me.
What do I think about the situation with Nick Cannon?
Oh, Lord, I appreciate you for bringing that up, brother. Can I start with that one?
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, is it right if okay, let me explain something to you. These people fired Nick Cannon for his Views podcast that he does on his own. Now, let's understand something. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Wild 'N Out, but in the credits, Nick Cannon is the creator of the show, Wild 'N Out. He is the creative mind. He is the put it like this. Wild 'N Out is his brainchild. And because the network feels that they own it now, they feel that they had the right to fire this brother. And I don't know if y'all saw it. I don't know if it's a joke or not, but I saw somewhere on the internet they're talking about trying to replace Nick Cannon on Wild 'N Out with Ryan Seacrest. I don't know if that was a joke or not. That was just something I saw. You know, I don't trust the internet. But the thing is, the show Wild 'N Out, if you've ever watched the show, there is nobody else in America who can do the Wild 'N Out show besides Nick Cannon. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, Nick is the creative mind behind it. And not only that, he has all those stars that he has made because he gave them an opportunity. And I'm hoping and praying that those stars that are on that show follow Nick wherever he's going to go. Now, the thing is, and I appreciate this, Puff Daddy, being the influence he is in the entertainment world, told Nick, I got you. If they don't want to do your show, I'll do it. You can come on my network and do your show on this cable network that Puff Daddy owns. Now, what that says to me is that's a brother helping another brother out who has the power and the influence to do it. And the thing about that is I'm hoping that if Nick goes with Puff Daddy and does his show, that all them people, if they're not under a solid contract with the show, follow Nick. Or if they are under contract, when their contract is up, they don't renew it and go with Nick and help him to create his show on another network. You see what I'm saying? Because that show is not going to have the same fizzle, the same sex appeal, the same energetic rhetoric that they have on that show. Is an awesome show. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but that is an awesome show. And the reason that show is awesome is because of Nick. So I hope it blows up in their face because that man did something. All he did was stand up for what he thought was right. And because he thought what he thought was right didn't agree with what them white people had in line that they thought he should have been saying, they fired him from the show that he created. You got to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And God sees all. You see what I'm saying? So Nick Cannon ain't going to be hurt. Now, what did piss me off was the fact that Nick went back on TV and tried to apologize for it. You know, you don't do that. You stand for who you are and be who you are and trust that God going to take care of you. If you don't feel the way I do, that's fine. I'm going to still stand up for what I think is right under God. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Nick had said. That's all he said. Everything that Nick said lined up with the way things should be. But because he didn't say it the way them white people wanted him to say it and the network executives wanted him to say it, they felt right to fire him. So I'm trusting God that he's going to take care of Nick Cannon.
Did he say that the Jews were savages or did he say black people were savages?
Who? Nick?
Yeah.
I'm not really.
If somebody said somebody was savages.
Does anybody know exactly who Nick said was savages? I'm not going to comment because I don't remember.
White people. He said white people are savages. He said blacks are the original Hebrews. And he said that white, for the most part, white people need to be happy that blacks aren't trying to rise up against them because they wouldn't win a war like that. But if you listen to the three key points I just mentioned, black people are the original Hebrews, that people are savages, and in a war, he's not just talking about blacks here in America, he's talking about blacks worldwide. They don't want to have a race war because they would win. If you think about what he just said, now he probably could have termed it differently, but what he just said was the truth.
The brother ain't lied yet. The brother ain't lied yet.
And to further your point,
let me explain something to you.
Itself, if they say, for instance, he does go to Diddy's network and take the show, you got to think of not just the people that's on Nick Cannon's show, but you think of all the guests that come on Nick Cannon's show. Nick Cannon routinely has A-list guests on his show. These Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, Snoop, these dudes not going to go on Ryan Seacrest's show, especially with what's going on in America right now. They're not going to go ride with Ryan Seacrest and not fuck with not mess with Nick Cannon anymore. So they can try Ryan Seacrest if they want to. I get a show a half a season at the most. They're going to pull the plug on it.
And look, let me tell you something, KJ. I pray to God that's what happens. I pray to God. But, you know, the thing about it is that black people,
we have not stood together on certain issues, and that's why certain issues have not been resolved in our community. Now, the thing about it that I like what you said was Nick ain't lied yet. How you gonna fire a brother for throwing out historical facts? Everywhere, let me tell you something. Everywhere the white European man has ever stepped, he has destroyed, he has raped and pillaged. And if that ain't established, what is? Everywhere he's taken disease, homelands, taken over, raped and pillaged. Everywhere he's ever gone, changed the culture. He destroyed the culture that was already there, and created his own culture, and put himself as the reigning king. So where did Nick lie? If the man didn't lie, let him talk. That's all I got to say about that. What you think, Lee?
And about I think certain people you don't talk about, and them Jews is one of them. The Jews run everything, man. They run all the music industry. You ever notice you don't have no rap song talk about Jews? Because if they do, they out of there.
Well, Easy and them tried it.
And it didn't work out, did it?
No, that song almost got them. That matter of fact, that song did get them locked up.
Yeah, so you know certain you can talk about blacks, you can talk about whites, you can talk about Mexicans, Latinos.
Right.
You start talking about Jews.
But what gets me about the whole thing?
Got a point.
Yeah, they don't play.
When black folks talk about another race, they get offended and they want us to take class and go talk to the people. But when people talk about us, none of that happens. It's just spitting in the wind. They say what they feel about us. But you say something about a Jew or whomever, it's like the world stops spinning.
Right.
I don't get that. You know, we have a history too. Y'all had the Holocaust. We had the slaves. We were slaves.
Right.
We fought him against our free will. So it was almost Hitler did something to y'all that America did to us.
I hope people too much in the wrong way for somebody to do something for us, man, instead of doing for ourselves, man. We got look at Puffy, Oprah, Tyler Perry. We got a lot of people that have millions and millions and millions of dollars, man.
Billionaires.
You know what I'm saying?
These are billionaires.
A lot of this stuff that we complain about, we have people that could have changed things.
Right.
Say like Black Wall Street. Why they ain't no good Black Wall Street?
And you know what, Lee? It's so funny that you bring that up, Lee, and I appreciate that, brother, because I said to myself the exact same thing when they talked about the Tulsa burning down of Black Wall Street.
They could have been put that back up.
All the affluent blacks that we have on the football fields, the basketball courts, all of them that are in the movie industry, the production industry, all that, we have enough. Why has no one ever went back and rebuilt Black Wall Street?
Yeah, or build your own.
That is a building somewhere else. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Tulsa.
We have enough money in our community to start our own political program.
Exactly. Let me
bullshit with it, but we can actually do that.
Right.
We got enough people to do it.
And we have enough political power.
Enough money to do it.
Right, and enough political power.
We do.
As the black vote. But let me tell you something that I like to discuss. And we, as a people, have, since slavery and Jim Crow laws, have never been able to unite. And the thing is, on the plantation, they started dividing us and putting that seed in our head. So, you know, our psyche, as they say. You know, they started putting that in our psyche, that division. And Jim Crow came and told them, look, all you got to do is divide them up and make them one against the other. One better than the other, that's it. And we, right now, as black people, all these centuries later, I'm going to just say centuries later, still fall under the guise and the foolishness of the Jim Crow laws. And they're not even prevalent no more in the United States. Mm-hmm. But if you put it in there, I have to say this, and it you know, it might be a lot of blacks who don't agree with me, but the Jim Crow laws was the greatest creation the white man ever came up with to keep us down. Period. Because it's still working today. Mm-hmm. All these centuries later, it's still working today. And not only that, it's on cruise control. They ain't even got to do nothing no more. Sit back and let them kill each other.
Let them divide amongst each other, and you'll stay in control. There was a quote, if you look it up, in the I don't know exactly what year it was, but it was in the late 60s or early 70s, because J. Edgar Hoover was the head of the FBI, and he was head of the FBI for quite a while. But J. Edgar Hoover was in an interview and asked by another white reporter, what did he think was the greatest threat to the white people's way of life? You know, he said, no, he didn't say white. He said, what is the greatest threat to the American way of life? That's what he said.
Black people coming up.
No, J. Edgar Hoover simply said this: black unity is the greatest threat to the American way of life right now. And if J. Edgar Hoover knew that in the late 60s, early 70s, why in 2020 we ain't figured that out and done it? With all of the supposed to be great, all of the great leaders we're supposed to have in our community, and all the forward thinkers and critical thinkers we're supposed to have, nobody has come forward and tried to unify America. Why is that? Why? The thing is, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you my reasoning that I think is why. Because America is scared to admit we sick, that our society is sick. Let me tell you something about sickness. If you don't think you sick, you ain't gonna never get well. You see what I'm saying? That's just like me. I catch a cold. I got a bottle of cold medicine on that shelf, but I don't feel like I got no cold, so I ain't gonna never take that medicine. And guess what I'm gonna do? Remain sick. You see what I'm saying? And that's how Black America has to understand the concept of unity and getting together and helping each other out. I don't care if you see an old man pushing a basket and he having struggle. Get out your car and help him out. You see what I'm saying? It could be that small of a start. You never know where to spark a movement. You see what I'm saying? But we will keep on riding past and watch that old man about to fall out and keep on driving in our air-conditioned car and won't get out and help him and see if he needs some help. Until we start addressing our own sickness, we're going to remain sick in our society, period. And we, as a Black America, have so many sicknesses and disease that run rampant in our own communities, and we don't take responsibility for them or do anything about them. Mm-hmm. So we're going to continue to be sick. And I want to just address the fact that that's one of the reasons I'm out here volunteering my time, and I offer it to my Mancave cast to get out here and just just simple giving back to these kids and understanding that they need us, need our guidance and our wisdom. That's the start. You never know what to spark a movement. Mm-hmm. But we think that we got to do some grand gesture. We got to have $10,000 to know this and this benefit. And that ain't what you need, brother. Mm-hmm. You need your time, the wisdom that you've learned, and the opportunity. That's all you need. And that'll be enough to change it and spark a movement. You never know what your little small, as you might feel, minute situation might turn into a spark. You take a spark to start all them fires in California. That was started from a spark. That's all it took. Sometimes we need to be the spark and start some forest fire in our communities. Now, any of you other brothers want to say anything?
Hey, JD.
Yes, sir.
I do understand what you're saying, and you're right about everything you're saying. But in some cases, man, it's all about self. You want to protect yourself as well, because sometimes you can reach out and try to help somebody and get your hand bit off. A brother like me is kind of shell shocked, because I'm always helping, but I'm always getting my hand bit. So I believe in what you're saying, but it's sometimes difficult to do what you're saying because you're thinking, hey man, what does this person got planned for me? I'm gonna give you an example. This is something that I'm not proud of at all.
Okay. Your truth is your truth, Reggie. Your truth is your truth, and that's all it is to it. Yeah. It's not for us to judge you.
Well, you know me. I don't care if you do or not, but I'm just saying I know how I feel about it, and I just feel good about it. You know,
right.
It was about 3 in the morning. I'm on the side of the freeway, and I see this older black woman. She's pulling over to the side. I want to stop and help her, but I'm like, hey, man, it might be a setup. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to make it home to my family, so I did not stop to help this old woman, although I wanted to.
Right.
You know, so it's situations like that where I just feel, you know what, I better try to make it home to my family. Because if I pull over and try to help this woman, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say that. Hey, man, I was kind of scared a little bit because, you know, man, it just seemed kind of, you know, what the hell you was doing at this time of night is what I'm thinking. You know, and I'm like, I just didn't stop and help. I don't know what happened to the old lady, but I always thought about it. You know, it's still in my mind.
Right.
To this day. That was years ago. But, you know, I was thinking, man, maybe you could have stopped and help that lady, you know, and, you know, just see if she needed some help. But I didn't do it. I kept rolling.
Right. Well, let me. I understand, Reggie, and I don't judge you for that, brother, but I will tell you this. I'm going to just leave with this little bit. We're going to close the show out with this little bit of information. And I understand exactly wholeheartedly what you're saying, because you're right. Sometimes in society, you are viewed a certain way because your skin is your sin. And you know, she may have accepted your help or she may not have. But I tell you what I do every morning, Reggie. There's two things there's one thing that I do, but there's 2 things that I specifically pray for in the morning. I start all my days off with prayer. And sometimes there's a quick prayer. And the prayer that I have every day, Reggie, is every day that the 2 specific things that I pray for, I ask God for the power of discernment. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I ask God to supply my daily bread, which means, and I'm gonna tell you why those 2 simple prayers are enough to make His grace and His mercy sufficient for that day. Because let me tell you what the power of discernment does. First of all, the power of discernment lets you know who you should fool with and who you should not fool with. Second thing, it lets you know what situations you should get into and what situations you should avoid. Second thing is asking for your daily bread simply means, God, supply everything I need today for me and my household. And that's it. Just that simple prayer is enough and has been enough to carry me thus far. So we're going to leave on that note. And thank you for your comment, Reggie, and I appreciate everybody's honesty. Kenny Wayne, Country Boy, I appreciate you. Rem KJ, I appreciate you and all your opinions. And Big Red Joe, I definitely appreciate you too, brother. And I'd like to thank Big Lee for being here with me out here at this park. And y'all, we had a great show, great opinions. And again, I love you, brothers. And let's keep this movement going, baby. Let's be the spark to change our community. Thank y'all, and we'll see y'all next Saturday, 7 o'clock, baby. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll get back at you, and this has been JD's Man Cave. Thank you for listening. All right.
Hey, this is JD of JD's Man Cave, coming at you again tonight on a big old Saturday night. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.